What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Danny O. Let's go. We're so excited to have you here with us for another episode. And a special shout out to all the newcomers joining us today. We're thrilled to have you here, and we can't wait to share some amazing content together. Whether you're a returning friend or a first time listener, thank you for being part of our growing community. I'm here today with my dear friends, testing partners, and co hosts, Zetnus, Cesar,
Yo, what's up?
Suddenchill Eddie,
How's it going, guys?
and 24K Hector.
What up, guys? How you doing?
On today's episode, we'll be talking about yesterday's Triple Case tournament that was hosted by our local card store, TCG, that's Top Choice Gaming in the city of Redlands here in SoCal, California. And take a deep dive into what decks topped that event, and also a second place player that came from a $1,500 event. So without further ado, welcome to the episode number 2. This is the Lorcana Cookout.
Woo!
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Alrighty, so you guys could just talk about your guys' turnout. So how'd you how'd you
So
how'd you do,
so
Danny?
it was So it was a 45 player turnout, which was seems expected because there was a Battle of the Bay going on in Northern California. So 45 players wasn't bad. Top players from around SoCal still showed up, which was great. Some of them in the deck list that we're going to talk about. You had like Mike from Quest Kids, Shane from Goons, Devin from the Goon Squad. You had another team there that local to top tier 1, I think the store is called. But it was a big diversity of players, and it was a really good show out. Unfortunately for me, I didn't win, but we did make top 8, so it was pretty exciting, pretty exciting.
That's what's up. It's good to hear. Any crazy things in any of your rounds?
Um, Crazy things in my rounds. I went against first round I went against Steel Song. Second round I went against Steel Song. Third round I went against one of the Cookout members, Eddie. Fourth round I went against it was Blue Red. I got cooked. And fifth round I went against another Purple Steel, a different variant. So I'm seeing a lot of Purple Steel in the meta now, which is very exciting because Purple Steel, I think this is their set to shine, so it's pretty awesome. And then sixth round, I went against Red Blue, which I was able to 2-0 and make myself at the top 8. And then top 8, I got cooked by a Red Blue player that actually came split first finals. Yeah, so some exciting stuff.
Red
Different
purple,
deck
right?
ideas.
Red
Yeah,
purple.
yeah, red
Yeah.
purple.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Some exciting stuff as we get into the decks. You'll see like things that people are adding, taking out, and so it's pretty exciting. But overall, good turnout for me. I felt that I did pretty well. I haven't played since Vegas, so I think touching cards again is getting back into the groove is really great.
For sure. You wanna
Hey,
go ahead, Eddie?
Yeah. I know, like Danny on Green still, like let's. I feel like you you locked that in with some of your choices. But I guess for me, I brought purple still. Um, and then in testing, I was between a couple decks, but I think like you guys are already saying, I really like the position purple still is in right now. Especially with Along Came Zeus. I really think it's the most powerful it's ever been. Um, so I went with purple steel, and I went in with a different build, kind of teched for green purple, and the kind of traditional purple steel that was popping up, like the Fairyborn or
Yeah.
the Fairyborn list I expected to play against, and and I did expect green purple to play against green purple, and I did. Like I went against both those matchups in this event. In my first match, I went against a really interesting, like a Robin Hood tribal deck, and that one was actually one of my scarier matches because when you have two Robin Hoods locked in on a Sherwood location and in your top deck mode, they can just like zap like almost anything you play, so they can control the board. In one of the games, I got locked out at like 18 or 19 lore because of that. It was really interesting, and That's what I noticed so far. It's like I'm seeing some of the traditional meta, like what I expect to see, but then I see a lot of variations. And I think the game is really an interesting point right now in that we are seeing a lot of like options and a lot of, I think, like different ways to build, different strategies, different sequences. And I think it's because we have more cards in the card pool, and that's allowing people to be more creative, and allowing people to be more, I guess, confident and risk taking with some of their decisions in deck building. I really see the deck building shining now, probably more than ever. And I love that the game is in this position. Like overall, like I went against like green still, Robin Hood. I went against purple still. I went against Danny's green still. I went against green yellow. I went against red purple and blue still. I 2-1. I 2-0 like 3 of those matches. I 2-1 like 3 of
Okay,
them.
big dog. Okay.
And then yeah, I mean I ended up making, yeah, it was a big tournament, and I was doing good until the last, couple rounds. I went against Danny. That was my first loss. That was a really good match we had, and I went into the fifth round. I went against the red purple player that ended up winning it, and he was my only 0-2. So getting respect for him a lot of the way. His name is
Yeah,
John,
yeah.
and
Pretty cool guy.
Shout out John.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty cool guy.
But you guys both lost to John, right? So you guys are in
Yeah,
the John. This is you guys are the boss.
yeah,
And
yeah. He
company.
2 me,
respect.
cooked me.
Yeah, so I made sneaking in to top 8 with my 2 in the last round. I was the only X2 that made top 8. I had 2 lost. I was the only,
Nice,
that means
nice.
only 2 lost player that made top 8. So they gave me a chance. I won all the tiebreakers. There were some really close tiebreakers, honestly, with the 2 loss record on there.
Sick.
And you won your top 8
And
match.
yeah, first round I went against the number 1 guy who had the best record, and he was on green purple. And it was just, I brought my deck,
Built for it.
tacked for it. So I 2-0'd him, and then I went against a rematch against the red purple player John, and that one was a close match. Like I told him like I know this is not going to go good for me because it's not a good matchup for me. But it came down to where I was just one lower away in game 3. So I think it was a good match, and I definitely respect to him and respect to TCG for hosting a great event. Like I really think it was a good turnout. A lot of great players. Like Mike was also on the top from Goons, and I see me and Mike usually top the events we go at, and some of the bigger events out here. That
Yeah, we have a
you
lot
see
of
some of
strong,
the same
yeah,
players.
a lot of strong players in the
Yeah,
IE.
Yeah. There
yeah.
was a lot of people that didn't go to the base, so they were able to show up to top choice. So it's pretty cool. Pretty
And then
cool.
Eddie, I don't think we talked about where we played at last week, but I believe I don't know where you guys played at Saturday, but I know me, you, and Hector went to a free
Oh
box
yeah,
tournament on Sunday. You were also playing Purple Steel, right?
yeah. So that was at
Yes, sir.
Collectible Exchange here in
Correct.
Rancho. Shout out to Rob, Red Saber
Yeah.
Games.
Shout out Rob.
Um, yeah, he had a great. It was a free box event, like no
I think
buy-in.
that thumbs
It
down
was
from Hector was
awesome.
on accident.
Yes,
No,
that was
no,
an
no,
accident,
no
by the
hate,
way.
no hate, no
I
hate,
did
no,
something and then it
no
went
hate,
thumbs
no
down. I
hate.
think I don't want
no
to make
hate,
it.
no
Yeah,
hate.
sorry.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
see
cool.
that.
Yeah,
That's but
I think
no, yeah.
you
So
won that event, right, Eddie?
yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
I went like I went 5-0,
Oh,
Damn.
and I
sick.
was, yeah. It was also best of 3, so it's just on purple still again. But that was me trying the Crowley Fairyborn list. Like I tweaked it up. I changed a couple cards to make it a little more like I guess with the fit my play style. I added like I took away some of the bigger characters and I put in like
Yeah,
some locations,
yeah,
put in the library. I remember. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I like in pre-meta, I was testing a lot, and and I tested a lot of decks that were doing well, but purple still just kept coming up as like, okay, no matter what I do, this deck has a way to consistently like beat me. So then I started testing and trying to build like the build that I think like works, and I saw that Fairyborn list, and I tried it out, went 5-0, and in that tournament I went against I went some interesting matchups. I went against Green Purple again. I know how I can tell Green Purple is very popular this set.
Yeah.
It's a very strong deck. It really is. And then I went against Sugar Rush, Amber Ruby. And that deck was like the most terrifying deck I played that whole event, because I remember I was like at 19 lore and he was at 8, and I was like, and I left him with like his stuff, like to just like, if you can get to 20, I was like, you got there. And he went from 8 to 19, and all I could do was just watch, and it was scary. Like Sugar Rush, I think is there's something there.
Sleeper
Like
deck. It's a sleeper deck. Yeah, it's a sleeper deck that people are cooking up, and I think it's gonna really pop off. Especially yesterday. I think there was like 3 people playing location decks,
Yep, I played against
and
him.
yeah, they were everywhere, and I was looking left and right at all my tables, and I'm like, man, I'm just missing them. As long as I don't play one of these guys, I should be all right.
no, yeah.
But all of us didn't do so well at the tournament just yet. How did you do?
Oh man. Okay. At least no blue steel's top. So if I'm going down, every blue steel's coming down with me. No, no. I'm just kidding, guys. So deck felt good. I practiced it a few locals. I did 3 locals with it. As you guys know, TDK locals is pretty good, pretty competitive place to the top. I did that box turning as well. I did some, and then the 3 locals that I did like prior to the tournament, it was 2-2-0s, 2 splits. It's good. That's solid. We take those. That's like challenger pace to top. So I felt like I felt good with the build. After this tourney, I didn't do so hot. I still feel really good with the build. I don't think it was the build at all. It was unfortunate. Round 1, I played the mirror, and then I got 2-0. That was a good old gut check. But it was good. Yeah, he drew really good. So he got lucky. I could say I got unlucky. He did draw like double Cogsworth. I drew 0 Cogsworth both times. Blue Steel's still not the most popular deck in the room. I played 3 Cogsworth. He plays 4th. I have to take account of that too. But I didn't expect him to see 2 Cogsworth both games. Yeah, so that's rough. He was able to like land 2 Cogsworths and then go wreck a Ralph, and then he wrecked 3 of his items. That's 15 lore. Yeah. No, it was very like unfortunate stuff where like I can't do anything. Is where like I wish I had like Hades back, but like at the end, I'm not gonna compromise that. I'm not gonna change my whole compromise the whole tournament just for that one match, right? So, I think the list is really good overall. Round 2, then I ended up going against blue yellow. Nobody's playing blue yellow, but it's a really good deck against. It's a really good deck against blue steel.
It
I
had
give
the
him major props. I'm like, dude, I cannot beat your deck. I'm like, it was Daisy, Alice, make my Daisy ward, blah blah. Like on then Baloo. Oh, you finally ping my stuff. Here's Rapunzel, draw 3. Like I can't beat that deck. Like I was like, oh man, I would face the one blue yellow player in the room.
That's why once you said blue yellow, I was like, it was trying to register in my head. I'm like,
yeah, dude.
yellow.
Yeah, people think like you should beat that. I was like, I'm mad at that. People understand it's like matchup. There's matchups that go involved with it. I then went 3 in a row. I was able to be a very good player too. Blue red player Shane. I was able to get in a game 3, so that's cool. I beat blue red, and then I was trying to go 4-2 at least, going 4 in a row and strong. And then I did lose a last match to a misplay. I thought a guy had Kita N under the scene hand. So I did it. I didn't play Ariel. I instead played a Pluto and a Hiram. But he went and used this and then sang bounce and then bounced to Pluto and then bounced my Hiram. And he didn't even have under the scene in his hand. He only had the Kita. So I could have just done the Ariel in one. But it's good. Good tournament. Congrats to everybody that went. Top Choice Gaming, also my sponsor. Thank you so much for the tournament. I can't wait to go to CX as well for the other triple Ks where I'll try to redeem myself. But guys, Blue Steel, hang in there. Deck felt good. It's good.
Yeah.
Blue Steel's still in a good position.
Yeah, I think at the description of the video also we'll be linking all the stores that we go to locally: Top Deck Keep, Top Choice Gaming, CX, Collectible Exchange, Critical Hit, so that if you guys ever want to see what events that they're hosting for that week, yeah, everyone can see what's going on.
Yeah. So as far as me, I unfortunately didn't go play. Had a little thing I had to take care of family wise, little baby shower. But last week, just to talk about last week's event, I also went to that free box tourney at Collectible Exchange. I unfortunately had to take a round 1 loss because I was also busy that day. But I got there and we still made top 8. We squeezed in. I think the only deck I lost to, I was playing red blue. I lost to The only deck I officially lost to was a red purple burn deck. That deck can be pretty scary. And then I made top 8, which was basically 1 pack. So I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, pretty cool event. Red blue feels strong still, as everybody expected. But yeah. What do we got next, Danny?
Let's talk
I
about
think
the
we're just
top
gonna,
dog.
yeah, we want to go and talk about the top 8. Well, top about 6 or 7 decks that came from yesterday's Triple Case tournament.
Okay.
We're gonna start off with one of the 2 players that split for first and second. This is the guy Goofy. I think what his real name's Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan
So
C.
his RP list, right?
Correct.
So I think everyone was expecting the burn. So I think everyone was trying to play around the burn. But it just looks like good old fashioned RP control came back into the meta and swung strong. When we're looking at the list, it looks like a normal RP, right? You're looking at your 4 Turnerbogs, 4 Flint Riders. You're looking at 4 snakes, 4 foxes, 4 crabs, or 2 crabs. So he's on the crabs to help him out, right? 2 crabs, which is really good. He's on 4 small Sisus, which is the 3-drop, right? 1/4 that swings for 2 lore.
Yeah, the CISO Flume combo, the strong,
Yeah. So he has the 4 goats, normal 4 goats. He's on 2 Merlin rabbits, which is I see the split between those and the
and the genie.
card that we'll get into with the new card. He's on 3 Elsas, counter Diablos, counters, Ursulas, counters, anything that he can target to put face down that he could swing into with all his big characters. 3 Mauis, which is cool. We don't see any new Maui fish sharks. He's on 2 Tremaines. I'm seeing he's probably looking at a lot of the ward characters like blue steel, green steel, and I think it's just trying to hit the aerials, trying to hit the Alice. Yeah, I kept saying Wendy for some reason yesterday, or but he's trying to hit the Alice. He's on 1 Scar, 1 Sisu, 1 large Sisu, 4 Brawls, 4 friends. He's on 2 Be Prepared. He has 5 locations, which I think locations still are crazy. So he's on
these
4 live.
locations. They're cracked, man.
Yeah, it's on 4 castles and 1 library. Because so this guy 2-0'd me. It was really, really heartbreaking to get 2-0'd, especially in top 8. And so what happened was, game 1, it was just a normal RP versus green steel. But the only thing that was getting me was, man, Big Sisu out of nowhere got me. And I was like, what? They're back on Big Sisu? And then he went castle. And I'm just like, this is not fun anymore. But new cards that he did throw into the deck are the 4 1-drop Diablos and then the 2 Genies. So he has that 2 Genie and 2 Rabbit split. I see the Diablos is really great because he's just playing it. He's using it just so he can get that 1 card draw. He's like, I'm just going to keep swinging with this 1 lore and wait till you kill it and get the card draw.
Yeah, in a sense, it's almost like an evasive character, right? Because most people don't want to kill it to give you that card draw, so it's just going to keep getting that lore.
Yeah, I think it's a solid list. I like the Scar. I like the Scar looks really cool. That's actually I love the Scar actually to take on the 2 P preps and the Scar, be able to play around the Ursula 2-drop, which some people are cutting. We'll talk about that later. And then we were able to do the play around the P. It's pretty good. 2-2 split. I like it. I don't think you need more than 2 Madames in this format. Very interesting take on only 2 Genies. I think Genie's absolutely busted.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't expect a lot of mirror. He's very good in the mirror. Maybe he just didn't expect it. But he does have the Elsa, so he still has that evasive combat, and he does have the crabs to boost either genie. Yeah, but I mean, I think I would have done maybe 4 genies and 2 rabbit and just play more. But I mean, I don't know. Unlinkability is also something you have to consider. But I like the list. It's cool. It's cool.
His
and Cecil's still working
unlinkability.
apparently. I'm pretty sure it worked out because he's playing it and he offers. So
yeah, I don't think his unkability counts that high. I think it's like barely like at 14, honestly, right here. Like, and
But he's
so,
genius.
12. It's 12 actually.
yeah, he's at 12. So yeah, he could have he could have done a lot of more stuff with the uninkables. But I think it's so
he
early
chose
on
to
in the
never
meta.
break.
Yeah, that's why, and it's so early on in the meta. Everyone's just trying to figure out the ratios. But yes, it's true. Like, yeah, I bet he's just like, I don't want to brick. I want to be able to play a card every turn, eat a card every turn, play a card every turn, and just like how Hector was saying, like he is playing around the Pete, so he's like, I'm only gonna run 2 Be Prepared. They can go ahead and Ursula me all they want. I'm only running 4 or 6 songs, right? He is, so it's pretty solid list.
Yeah, I like the big Sisu, man. I mean, it's easier for Green Steel to play around it when we know about it, but even if we don't, like, even when we know about it, it makes it scary, like, so we don't overcommit our Johns and stuff. Like, I feel like red purple keeping, like, if Green Steel is gonna be prevalent, or you expect Green Steel, like, I say just keep the like a 1 of Sisu, because you're gonna either, well, if it's not an open deck list, you're either gonna catch the Green Steel player off guard, or like, it's because the difference is, like, when you B prep, at least you lose your board too, which as a Green Steel player you're always afraid of the B prep too, because then, like Danny said, you get like double location, and that's pretty rough after B prep. But the Sisu is almost the same thing. Like, you develop the Sisu, develop a threat, and they keep their board. You lose. I mean, if you're playing Green Steel, majority of your board. So yeah, I mean, nice list, solid run.
Yeah. Like, I'm actually interested to see how this is going to go, because they're going to see a 45 player tournament. RP got first, still there. Let me play it. Let me go back to it. See, we're gonna
Good old
Oh
faithful.
yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
this deck's
Yeah,
ever,
man.
I don't think this deck's ever leaving the format. The deck is just, yeah, it is fair. It's a fair deck, but it's just so consistent. It still does strong
one.
things. Yeah, still does strong things.
How many times have we said, "Oh, this is our purple, is red purple's time is out,
Yeah,
is
this is
out,"
the
or
set,
in the
and then,
format? Always happens, and then it's like 2 weeks, and then it's in back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it
Yeah.
might. So there's the two things with red purple. It either like completely leaves the meta in the beginning, and then comes back later once they know how to build the deck. Because red purple is very versatile. You know, they can change things up to be consistent, or like to depending on the meta, or you see it in the beginning because it's so consistent. Like, you don't really do that many changes to the deck, and it's still good. That it still does good in the beginning. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it ends up playing out. I personally in the camp that I don't think we're gonna see this. It's gonna take a lot for red purple to be out of the meta, and if it is out of the meta, I don't think it'll be out of the meta because that burn deck is also exists now. So I feel like one of them are gonna be in it, like, regardless. So I feel like that burn deck could
you
be
can
pretty
sneak your
good.
way in.
Yeah. So all right.
All right, so we'll
next
go
one.
to
Well,
we'll
I'll
go
just
to-
share real quick, because I went against him twice, and I'm shocked he has 2 B preps, because that B prep always came up, and and yeah, no, yeah,
felt like he was running for.
it felt like he was running 4,
That's
and
funny.
I was playing like he was running 4.
The
So.
beauty of
No, he was.
so
He
much
was.
that
He
you
was.
chose the four.
He was running for
Yeah.
what's the word for, you
Yeah.
know, kind of be preps, but yeah.
board
Yeah, he has the
clears,
2B preps, one Sisu, one Scar. That's why in the Scar tech is great, right? It's like all these little dudes, Scar.
Yeah.
yeah.
But we'll see the next list that comes up, which is also the first, second place person that split. We have
they
our
split.
good old friend Mike from Quest Kids. Shout out Mike.
West Coast Mike.
Yep.
Shout out.
West Coast kid.
Yeah.
Seafood broil.
Yeah, I'll talk about this one since I kind of play red blue.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's on 4 Tipos, 4 Talas, 4 Hirems, 3 Mauis, 3 Medusas, 3 Maui Sharks, 2 Big Sisus, 4 Tamatoas, 2 Malis, 1 Hideaway, 4 Sails, 4 Visions, 4 Brawls, 4 How Far I'll Goes, 1 Let It Go, 1 Pirate's Life, 3 B Prep, 2 Ice Block, 4 Popsicles, 3 Vote Talisers, 1 Lucky Dime. Looks pretty much similar to Sailor's list. I think the key differences is he went up on 1 Maui, 1 Medusa, went down on a Sisu, a big Sisu, went down on a small Sisu. Actually, he's not running small Sisu. And he went down on an Ice Block. I think went up on a B Prep as well. So I mean, I like the list. I've always voiced my opinion with the Sisu. I'm not a big fan of ice blocks. They're good, and I'm not a big fan of little Sisus, which can feel good too. I don't know if it's my play style or what, but I don't like them. I'm running a pretty similar list to this. I am on the 2 Mauis. I haven't felt a need for the third one. Medusa have felt the need to bump it up to 3 because I mean Medusa is just a good card. The only other thing I see is the 4 How Far I'll Go, which I've always been a big advocate for that card. I think it's fine at 3 right now because of Sail. Like, I just want my I know it's red blue, you know, high uninkables, but with Sail right now, I think I just want my uninkable count pretty low. That way the Sail's always hitting. The only thing I did was I did up the Pirate's Life to 2. I feel like that card's pretty good right now. Especially I'm predicting like the meta to be a little bit on the lower end, so this card's gonna be able to save you. Because if you see it early and you ink it, like it's not gonna be able to save you later. I think the card can be pretty good, so I went up to 2. But yeah, pretty standard list. Congrats to Mike, the boy Quest Kids, and yeah. What do you guys think about
Congrats. You dodged me. You dodged me, Mike. Congratulations.
it? He dodged me too, bro.
Dodging.
He's lucky I didn't
Yo,
go.
yo, no,
He,
no,
he goes
actually,
up to he goes up to me and Danny's like, "Hey, you gonna do better in your store?" I'm like, "You didn't even play us. You didn't dodge us."
Yeah, respect to
Nah,
Mike, but
yeah,
respectfully,
Hey,
respectfully,
bro.
I would have clapped you, bro. I'm kidding.
Shout out Mike, man. Shout out Mike. Congrats, bro.
It's tough.
It's
Alright,
still
yeah.
like it was still a tough crowd, and so to
Yeah.
make it that far is still great. Yeah.
Mm.
Crazy thing though. So first round I had to go against James, right? CardinalYOLO from the Cookout, and Mike had to go against I think it was Justin
Yeah, Justin,
from
another Quest Kid.
yeah from Quest Kids also. I'm like,
Team
man, this is a
wipes.
setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, team wipes. And then I had to play against Eddie. I was like, man, another just
Yeah.
Cookout member. What the heck is going
We're just
on?
wiping each other
But
out.
it's okay. It happens, and it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
But you gotta lock in
Have
once
fun.
you get in that game.
Mike a little scared though for not wanting to. He texted us. He said only 2 Quest Kids in the house and they face against each other. I told him, dude, you're good enough, bro. Just split right now. He was too scared to split, bro. He should have done it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
he
Any
did
Alright.
good.
yeah. Any other word on his list? You guys want to put?
I'll
pretty
just
solid.
make it short. I'll just make it short because that way I know we have time. So, I personally would play Dinka and Thumbs list. I'm not a bigger fan of the ice blocks anymore. I saw Dinka and Thumbs list, and when I see a list like that, it makes me actually consider red blue. This is not my play style, but congrats to him. I know people like ice block. He's been playing it. He started. Mike's been playing with the ice block, so I personally never liked it, but that's why he's doing good with that deck. And
Yeah, he's a veteran red blue
Yeah.
player, so he's pretty locked in on
Yeah.
there. And he
I think-
knows.
so I like how there is 2 versions though. You can go
Yeah.
this route, or you can go Dinka with no ice block.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Mike,
Yeah.
me and Mike are on the same boat on Ice Block. I know. Well, I was part of Quest Kids at the time, but when we went to SCG Vegas, we were both. I think we both ended up on the same list. We were talking about it. And
both of you guys
we're
topped.
we're both we both topped, and we were both talking about the Ice Block being. I think he was originally at 3. I talked him down to going to 2 that day. I think. So I think he's on the same boat with me on Ice Block. Like he likes it because when it works out, like it feels strong, but when it doesn't, it's a little meh. I think right now I'm down to be on 3 Ice Blocks just because, like I said, we're going down the uninkable count and other stuff, so it won't feel like as much of a brick. And then we're down on items because we're not playing Fishbone anymore. So I think right here he's at, I think, probably 9 items. Oh no, he counterbalanced it with the 3rd Vitality Sphere. So I mean that makes sense. Because if you do 4 2 2 1, I think you're at 9. So I mean that gets a little scary because then you don't have as much food for Hiram. But I mean I do like Dinkan found list. I don't think it's bad. I think it's good too. It's just like I said, the ice blocks. Just I actually saw him put the big Sisu in now, and his logic on it is as long as big Sisu kills 1 unit, it's basically the same. He's just viewing it like if big Sisu kills 1 unit, it's the same thing as Madame, but a better body.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
I mean, I never thought about it like that. So it's probably a good way to view it. Like even if you're killing 1 unit, at least you're developing. It's like Madame, and then you're developing
body.
a bigger,
It's a better Madame
a
body,
bigger threat. So I mean, it makes sense,
So-
but I don't think either one's wrong. But I'd probably try out Fawn's list as well.
Next, we have our 3rd place. So 3rd place came up was Dre from one of our team members, TCG.
Ego Dre.
Ego Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah, on good old Green Steel. Me and him kind of had the same list. We're gonna go over both of our lists to see what our differences were. But he was on normal 4 Diablo, right? I'll talk about the new cards after, but he was on the normal 4 Diablo, 4 Morphs, 4 bigger Shift Diablos, 4 Pete's. He's on 3 Johns. I'm seeing people go to 3 Johns instead of 4 Johns. He's on 4 Ursula, 2 Muses, 4 Beast Shift. He's on 3 Hypnotize, 4 Sudden Chills, 3. He's on 3 Let the Storm Rage On, which I am also on 3 Let the Storm Rage On. because of the unequal count. He's on 4 Strength of a Raging Fire, 2 Zeus. I'm thinking I'm seeing Zeus a lot in the meta now. Zeus is really out a lot of cards, so it's good to see that. He's on 4. We don't talk about Bruno, 2 Cove, of course. But with the new cards that he added in, he's on 4 Calhoun. He's on 2 Honey Lemon. Not a new card, but he's on 2 Mother Gothel, which is a pretty cool tech. And he's on 1. It's called Twin Fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on 1 Twin Fire. So it's pretty standard green steel list aside from the new cards, but he's throwing in some extra stuff to counteract a lot of other cards, which is great. Honey Lemon. I personally wasn't running Honey Lemon, and we'll go into my my deck card choices. But I see that Honey Lemon. I think I gotta put back in. I think
That's Drake's
Calhoun.
list. This is Drake's list, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
it's
Jay's list.
Drake's
Yeah,
list,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
He's on 4 Calhoun. When we get into, I'm only on 3 Calhoun. But seeing it, Calhoun is MVP, especially with her being able to gain 2 lore off of anything she just banishes. I think it helps a lot on you staying ahead on lore count. And the Twin
40.
Fire. Twin Fire is pretty good. I probably came in clutch for him some games. And then the Mother Gothel teching where you're able to turn 5 bounce stuff back to their hand, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I would say I like Calhoun I over Ursula. I guess that was his philosophy in this
Yeah,
move. Because and I see that it's stickier than Ursula. And it's better removal than Ursula, like or better board control.
yeah,
Rather. I know he's on the spicy no Ursula list. He calls
yeah.
it bait.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It seems viable because, well, it's
Yeah.
a good call because just how you saw against the person that 2-0'd me the red purple, he only has 6 songs. So Ursula misses a lot more now. There's a lot of people running less songs. It's
Mhm.
more actions, but I still see it as hand knowledge
Yeah,
aside
yeah,
from
hand
just the
knowledge is
one
key.
drop Diablo. Yeah,
Right.
because because I'm not gonna drop the Ursula turn 2 anymore. I'm probably dropping it turn 4 to maybe hit a swords, turn 6 to hopefully hit a be prepared. If I think they have a Zeus in their hand, then I'm trying to look for a Zeus because there's going to be a lot more Zeus out there. So when we get into my list, we'll see the difference. But yeah, you're right. Like he's saying 2-drop Ursula's bait.
Yeah. So I
Yeah, we're
see.
definitely talking about it. He did tell me he was just like because we went to eat afterwards. He just said that he didn't miss the card at all, and that he feels like that the decks are just a lot of decks are playing actions, and
Yeah,
the good players that are playing songs don't keep in the starting mulligan. So you just have to like it's an awkward very timing with Ursula, and just seeing the hand with the Diablo is enough to you to play around cards, but you don't even
yeah,
really need Ursula. So I
Yeah.
agree with that. It's
Yeah.
cool.
yeah,
No, after I've talked to him about it too. After he mentioned it, I think my list right now I altered it. I think I also went down to two Ursula, but I don't think I would cut it out completely because that late
yeah.
hand knowledge.
For that,
Sometimes you don't like just you want to see the hand again. Like it's cool seeing it at the beginning, and then you probably don't need to see it again for like another 2 3 turns. But after a while,
yeah,
like especially if they start inking the cards that you know that are in the hand, like you're gonna want to take a look at that hand again just to see what you might want to do. So I mean, I just
He
counted
did
his.
tell me. He did tell me. He's like, I wish I could play more Pete's. I'm like, well, in an
Yeah,
Ursula, in a way,
well,
it
the
can kind
Ursula,
of
yeah,
work in that way,
exactly,
right? When you're
yeah,
wrecking
yeah,
the song
yeah,
as the action song coming in.
yeah.
100%.
So that's
So I mean,
like
my biggest thing on it is I just counted right now. He's at 17 on Inkables. That is crazy, on a green still list.
that's
Second,
why I'm like, that's
yeah,
crazy. But for
second,
him to get third place still,
yeah.
yeah, it's
Second thing,
great.
I think I'm on 2 Calhoun. I haven't tested it, but I'm on 2 Calhoun, uh 2 Ursulas, 4 Morphs, and I think I put 1 Honey Lemon. But just thinking about it, um, I think the Gotho is better than the Honey Lemon. Just like as another big out threat. I see that he doesn't have the Ana
Yeah,
anymore.
it's
Uh,
yeah,
um,
it's pretty good. It's pretty
but
good.
I like the
Mother Gato.
yeah. I think the one of Honey Lemon or Gotho can be spicy. They're just not gonna be 2 drops. You know, they're gonna be your four drops. I like the Honey Lemon
Yeah,
just because it'll
5
help you
drop.
put on the race a little bit more. But obviously I need to test my list and see. I'm still big on the basil, so I'm on the basil,
Yeah,
the 6 drop basil. That's where our list will differ. I'm still big on the muses, so I'm on 3.
yeah,
But like I said, he obviously performed well on this tourney. I haven't tested my list, so yeah, I mean he might be completely right, and the 4 Calhoun is key. I mean, I was wondering how he was fitting all these unequals, but after I counted it, now I see how he did it.
Just throwing them in.
Yeah,
Throwing
he's
them
just
in.
throwing them in, bro. He does not care. That's crazy. We'll go
But I
on
think
to
we'll be
the,
able to compare. We'll be able
yeah,
to compare when we see mine.
yeah. We'll go on to Danny's list right here.
So this is mine. This is mine. Just good old green steel. I didn't come fourth place. I came like fifth or sixth. I lost. So same thing with Dre's list. The only difference is I am only running 3 Calhoun. I don't like to see it late game.
Yeah,
I'm on 2 Ursulas. So in fact, it's like I'm running 5 Pete's, right? The Ursulas are there
yeah.
just for the hand knowledge, and in case I'm really looking to see, okay, does he have an out for my board or something? So I'm not playing it turn 2. I'm playing this later on. This is my late game check hand, right? Um, the only other new cards, I think those were the only. That was the only other new card that I have in the deck was the Calhoun. But the difference is I was on 1 Cricky, I was on 3 Booms. I'm looking to go into the Green Steel Mirror. Same thing. I'm on 2 Zeuses. I think Zeus is a great card this set, or it's gonna be in a lot more decks because it outs a lot more stuff and it can be sung with 4 cost characters. So especially,
should we pull up yours on the screen right now and kind of compare right now that we already saw Dre's?
Yeah,
Just good
this is
switch
Danny's.
to yours right now.
This is
Oh, this
Danny's.
yeah,
Danny's.
this
Yeah,
one's
Sorry, I
mine.
already
Yeah,
got
this one's
it.
mine.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Danny's.
So yeah, I'm on 2 muses. I actually went down to 3 Ursulas because I'm only running 11 songs now that can be sung with her. So I don't feel the need for 4, and it gives me an extra slot. So that's where I was able to fit in the Cricky. Again, I'm a big advocate for Cricky. It came in clutch every time I saw it. But it just feels like it can come out. And so when I got home, I changed the deck up a little bit because I feel that Dre was on the right path with the honey lemon. Because I think I'm leaning away from the discard, and I need to keep focusing on the discard because I think that would have helped me
yeah.
a lot
I
more
was
in
gonna
like the
tell
RP
you.
matches or the red
Yeah,
blue.
I was gonna tell you because the
Yeah.
Cricky, like, I was gonna ask you. So, just looking at your list, I think I counted it 14 or 15 uninkables.
Yeah.
I
So
think
I
you're going
yeah
overkill on the
That's
locations,
just
dude. You have the Cove, which is
yeah
also a location out. Now you have the Long Came Zeuses, which are also location outs, and then you have the Baboons, which can technically also hit location. So the fact that you also have the Cricky in
yeah.
there, I think it's a little bit too much. I would agree with the
I
Cricky if you didn't have the Baboom and the Zeus's in here as well. But like I
yeah
said, you just have a lot of like sideways to
yeah.
threat or ways to deal
Uh,
with the locations
I didn't put the Cricky in just necessarily for the locations. I put the Cricky in there in
to
case
race as well.
I was
white
looking,
board.
yeah, for one for the race, and 2 because I was looking maybe there was gonna be a lot of blue steel, and Cricky, my guys only swing for besides the
Yeah.
Calhoun 2-1, so I wouldn't be able to out a Alice. I wouldn't be able to out a Ariel. So
Yeah.
with the Cricky coming into board, I could just easily trade with those bigger, larger characters. And but that's why after testing the deck, I see that maybe the Cricket comes out, a Boom comes out.
Yeah.
Um, I did just like last set. I'm not a fan of the Tinkerbells. When it was there, but it didn't feel like it made a difference. So on my list going forward, I think the Cricket comes out, the 2 Tinkerbells come out again to try it to see how it feels, and 1 Boom comes out, and then we advocate for like 2 honey lemon, maybe a fourth Pete, and then I think I'm gonna go to either 3 muses, and then see how that works.
So I'm not a fan of the baboons as much. I mean, I played it. I mean, obviously, we talked about how I did in Seattle. I know a lot of people switched to the baboon. I didn't. There was never a time where I really felt like I missed it, or I needed it. So I'm still on no baboons. The Cricky can obviously stay in if you're like, I feel like you're cutting the other stuff. The Tinkerbell, I mean, we talked about it too when we were talking about what we're taking, at least me and Dre, what we were taking to Seattle. Um, I had a hard time cutting the Tink just because we have Morph in here. Like we're using
Yeah,
4 slots for Morph, and all we're doing if we're taking out the Tinkerbell is the only shift target we have is Beast. And I get it, it's a strong bringing out Beast on turn 3 is strong, but other than that, we're not gonna be using the Morph for anything else. So to me, cutting out more Morph shift lines is like, why are we playing the Morph at that point? Like I said, I get the
yeah.
Beast turn 3 is strong, but then why are we playing the Morph? That's why I'm on the 4 Morph still, 4 Beast, 2 Tinks, 2 Basils. Just to kind of abuse
Sheesh.
that morph line a little bit more. I'm down to go to one basil because I haven't tested it, but like if he's feeling meh, I'm down to go to one basil and then 3 tinks, or maybe like find another shift target. The only bad thing is that like the other shift targets are kind of bad.
Yeah, like
But
you're looking at Robin,
yeah,
Goth.
I also think
It's like
I get it to fit the uninkable. Like I also think that cutting the fourth storm is crazy. Like I know we have the Baboom now, but the Storm is also like that card cycle, and then it's one of the nuts opening hands with Diablo Shift, Diablo Storm, and we're cutting
yeah.
that broken opener down one. I mean, I know we can still do it with the strength, but to me, that's just a little crazy. Um, uh, I mean, I can
So
also
then it's
see
like
it.
if I went back up on the Storm, I would have to go back up on the Ursula.
Yeah,
Then I
man,
take
which I
two
think is
slots.
definitely fine. I mean, the Ursula's broken in this deck. Like, I don't see
Yeah,
why we're cutting down on her.
it's
Like,
just
she helps with, especially if you go up on the muses, she helps with your aggro lineups, or your
oh yeah,
matchups, and then she helps with if you have to do the broken discard, the double sudden chill sing. Like, I know a majority of the time it doesn't happen because people are expecting it, but when it does happen, like
yeah,
it's just kind of blowout.
yeah. It
Um,
just never
yeah,
sticks. Every game I'm like
yeah. But I
Ursula.
mean,
Oh, bro.
that's the
Oh,
threat of
ice
this
block,
deck,
ice
right?
block.
To
Yeah,
develop these threats and to force them to answer every time. Like
Pinocchio.
eventually, they're not gonna
yeah,
have that answer anymore.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, so
yeah,
like
I like
that's
the
why
list
everyone's
though.
having their different
Yeah,
inputs on the deck and how their game style is.
yeah.
So we'll see what everyone else kicks up with Green
You don't
Steel and
feel like
all these other decks.
I mean, it goes back to taking out more discard, but you don't feel like taking out a Bruno because I just see like the kind of like I saw
No, I
my boy
wouldn't. Bruno's
24K's
too good.
video here. It's
Yeah,
just
Bruno kept
you don't
it.
have to like necessarily look at the cards at exactly what they're doing. Like you look at them as what their key like component is in the deck, and the Bruno is to take out big threats, and then the Zeus is also almost to take out big threats. So at that point, if
Yeah.
you're putting in the Zeus, I feel like I would rather. I
Mm,
mean, I guess that's an
mm,
uninkable thing, but
yeah.
like you can have. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it either, but like you can also look at it
He has
as
0 Brunos.
no, he has four.
No,
He's
no,
I'm
got
no. I
saying
have
four.
four
like
Bruno.
he can go
No,
down on it,
Oh,
but
I don't know, because then
yeah,
I'm getting rid of another removal that's on 5 that can be sung. Zeus is on
yeah,
4, and Genie's on 4, or Rabbit's on
yeah. But
4. So
yeah. I mean, like I
I
said,
wouldn't cut
I
along.
wouldn't
I wouldn't cut along
yeah.
Kim Zeus.
Yeah, I wouldn't cut the Bruno, but I mean, you can also look at it
no,
because
but
you're
that yeah,
on the Zeus.
He's just saying because he already has like with 6 removal, 6 hard
Yeah, six
removals.
big
Like
removals.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why
yeah,
I
I
think
But
kind
that's
of
why
he.
like.
I
like so
think. I,
Boom would cut
I
like maybe cut Boom.
yeah, I would go
Yeah,
to two
that's
boom.
why I kind of like the Gotho, the mini Gotho, because that's what Dre's seeing it as. He's seeing it
Yeah,
as a big target
Yeah,
removal.
turn
So
5.
you
Yeah,
bounce it and then you discard with the sudden or a hypnotize or something.
that's
That's
hopefully if you
yeah,
have that, right? You have
yeah,
to have
yeah.
that
yeah,
two-piece combo. Yeah,
yeah. But even not like it's sometimes you Bruno. I mean, I know Bruno does more, but sometimes you Bruno a target just to get it off the board. So I mean,
yeah.
yeah. A lot of
but
Yeah.
people do
But
that.
enough Green
I,
Steel. We have Mr.
Mr. Eddie's topping list.
Eddie top 4 lists.
Eddie, real quick,
Hey,
bro.
that's
Before you start talking about it, I see it right off the bat when I looked at your list, bro. What's up with this unfortunate situation?
he it's his
I
fifth. It's his fifth along Kim Zeus, dude.
I
He
can
couldn't
see
fit
it.
more along Kim Zeus's, which is also wild. 4 of them. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So this is my list. I made this. Got
This is
top
my
four
this is my
with
baby.
it. That's my. I mean, yeah, I can
The
talk a bit
resistance.
about it. The resistance. So the idea in testing, the idea why I went this direction. So I changed up. The whole. I took away pieces from like different purple steel decks, and I came up with this list because I wanted to kind of build a board that will stick, and that's why it's called the resistance. Because I turn 1 play Mickey, resist 1. Turn 2 play Calhoun, resist 1. Turn 3 I still have 2 characters on board most likely, and I can that unlocks the shift Mickey um, on 3 or to start developing the Tink on 3, and then turn 4 I have the shift Tink usually available, or
Yeah,
Genie or Rabbit. So this deck is really consistent. I think that's
yeah,
why I did well with it. And I teched it a bit with that philosophy towards like a steel meta. I remember people dropping Tink and like nothing takes damage, like or like, few things take damage. The only thing that takes damage are like my evasives, or because I have so many resist characters. I really like. I easily won like most of my still matches. The only one I lost to with Danny, because I couldn't out that Diablo even
And
somehow.
yeah, he couldn't find his swords. He couldn't find his. He was searching for the swords, and I'm like, I gotta keep questing.
He couldn't find
I
his
mean,
10 along King Zeus's. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it makes sense,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
You don't have a lot of Diablo outs. You have 2 and 4. One's a song, and then the other one's the 2 cannons. I
Yeah,
guess
we'll have Genie.
you have the genie, I guess, but that
And
needs to
but if you
stick.
want to waste Zeus on
Yeah.
a Diablo,
Yeah,
I will.
I wouldn't count
Yeah.
Zeus as a Diablo out. Like it could kill it, but that's
Yeah.
not what you're using the Zeus for.
No, yeah.
Um,
So I definitely felt a weakness there. That I do would want to fix. To answer your question, unfortunate situation was a tech against ward characters. I feel like I respect, like the Cogsworth or the Ariel or the new Alice. It was just, a one of that I feel like I wanted to try. Because I noticed when I was testing against like, Hector on blue steel, that Ariel would stick and he would abuse it.
it would use an abuser.
And use an abuser.
Damn.
Aerial dime is the fast pass. I call it the 24K fast pass. And he just
That's
goes
fine.
from 0 to 10 to 10 to 20. If you
Yeah.
don't deal with it, it's fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
um,
However,
there's some good choices in here. There's some things maybe I would take out, but there
mhm,
are some good choices. I especially like the Pinocchio. Like we're seeing Pinocchio again, right? It's
mhm.
like because you aren't running the Elsa,
yeah, the
which
5-drop
maybe I
also.
would put in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was looking
so
at too.
that your uninkable count can go down 1 for 1, right? And then you have a evasive rush that taps also a character.
Yeah.
Like, and then maybe I would cut down on the hooks, so then you only have 8 1-drops, and then that gives you another 2 more slots.
Mhm.
So
I think
what's
that was just
your
an add-on. Did you add that, Eddie? The hooks? 'Cause I think you weren't on it, and you ended up adding it right after our test session.
Yeah, I added it because I was
Mm.
trying to find, like, for me, I like to have like a 8 1-drop, 8 2-drop ratio just to have that
Mhm.
consistent opening
Okay.
line. So, and I couldn't find another good 2-drop, and I didn't want to go to like more Calhouns,
Yeah.
because of the
You run
uninkable
me.
count. I also have a philosophy of maxing at 16 uninkables just for or actually this one was actually 15, I believe. Um, so maybe I could fit another Calhoun, but I like the hook just to have the Smee synergy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There were times actually where the Smee just kept questing and not dying because I had the hook on board that came in clutch.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Chimpo,
that's good.
yeah, so it's like I this deck is like a kind of a mix of a couple of different strategies, different sequences. Like the two of Chenpo really helped me close against most matches. It allows me to just quest away and like against green purple specifically, like Chenpo is such a problem. They're gonna have to out a lot of things to get rid of it. Usually. Um,
So from yesterday's performance, what do you feel you would take out or put in more of?
Yeah.
yeah. So I already theory crafted. So like honestly, I already revamped the deck a little bit. It's against if I feel like the meta's more steel, I like the Mickey Mouse package. But I do want to try like without the 5-drop Mickey. Basically without the Mickey package. That's something I would change. That opens up 8 slots, and that allows me to kind of maybe play more like I guess better 5-drops like Beast or the
Yeah.
Bell. The 5-drop
yeah?
Bell in purple is really strong.
What do you
Um,
think about doing the Robin shift line?
yeah, I basically like it's either I go with Robin Hood or Mickey. It's like
Mhm.
more of a meta call in
I
that
was
situation. I feel
uh,
like if it's a still meta, I like the Mickey package. Robin
I was
Hood
gonna
Okay.
is.
I was gonna
Go
ask on
ahead.
that Mickey. I've been seeing a lot of purple steals flood to that. How did it feel?
No, it
Is
felt
it?
like
Yeah.
like I said, it felt really good against steel matchups. And it felt
Yeah.
really good. Technically, it felt the only time it wasn't good in was against Ruby, because Ruby just has easy outs. Resist doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So like the only matches I lost to was to the purple red player, like where he knocked me out in the end. And and in that matchup, like it was just ink most of the time because I mean, I gotta respect I'm a Dom. But sometimes but in any other matchup, like my blue steel matchup, it destroyed. In like amber steel matchup, it destroyed. Like they can't touch steel removal, fire the cannons can't touch this. A Tinkerbell can't touch this.
Yeah,
You know
there's
on
this one comes in handy.
Yeah, it's just
And
weird.
so
Even
it's
even with even with other people flocking on it, it's just weird because they're not abusing the second part of the
The
text, which is
broom.
the broom.
Yeah,
The
the
broom.
broom.
How often were you getting the 1 or 2 damage? Maybe having two little
no,
brooms.
yeah. I don't. Maybe once or
Once.
twice the whole event, and maybe pinging for one. Most
Yeah.
of the time, I'm using Broom as a draw engine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
more than a synergy with the mouse. The Broom is just there because I like that instant draw that I can have if I can just play it.
So the
Um,
So what do you think about instead of the brooms, if you're just using it for the draw, why not just run the Diablo so that it's the same thing? At least with the broom, you have to banish the broom.
Yeah.
With the Diablo, you're just swinging, swinging, swinging. That's the thing I found against the RP player. I mean the red purple player. Like, dude, this Diablo is just gonna keep swinging, and regardless if I kill it, whatever is gonna happen, this thing's gonna draw a card. So like with the broom, you could swing, 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 but then you have to banish your own guy.
yeah. No, yeah, and I do want to find a way because like I feel like this deck could beat almost any deck, even like red purple. I did make it really like I did beat him, in some of the within the the rounds, but in some matches. But I would want to make this deck faster, just to
Nice.
close out games because the fastest line this has is like, turn one, like all my one drops just quest for one, so that's kind of just like there, but they're gonna stick or draw.
Yeah.
My turn 2 Smee, turn 3 Tinkerbell, turn 4 Genie,
Which is still
and
pretty
then I
fast.
just
They're just missing the
Yeah,
one
it's
the
it
still
one
for
card.
because you're still swinging
yeah
for 2 with everything almost. Yeah.
yeah like I kind of
Feels good.
like I would go up to 4 Genies. I just couldn't find it anywhere. They were sold out. like
I was gonna ask you on that. Why are you only on 3? So my other
because I
question is
only have 3.
yeah. My other question is the Pinocchio.
Yeah,
Is it good? Like, are you still feeling it?
yeah,
Because I feel like you can go down
yeah.
to 3 Zeus, maybe add in a
No,
fire or a baboon. Uh,
uh,
Said no.
no.
uh,
No.
No. Zeus is the way.
you never
And
felt like
now
4 was too much. I feel like 4 is
I
too much.
always I feel like I need a 5.
Damn.
I
But that's
swear,
what
there's
hey, same vibe on Green still. Like I like just talking about it after I was like, man, Zeus felt really, really good and I just wanted to see it more. But I'm
so
only running 2.
the way I win with Zeus, it's like Zeus control. Like I'm playing Tink, I'm playing Genie, I'm Zeusing anything they play.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm questing. I'm hard casting because I rather quest.
Yeah.
Or if I have to sing, I'll sing and then draw and develop and and like I can outpace almost any deck with the Zeuses. I mean, with behind
Yeah.
me, right?
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Um,
We'll
and
see,
then I
bro.
have the
Maybe
shift
you just have
Tink
to clap
for
me
those
with these 4
matches.
Zeuses. Change my
Yeah.
mind.
I mean, if you want to see, you know where I'm at. Well,
Well, I have a few things. A few things I wanted to share here about this. So hot take: if I wasn't playing Cell, I'd also be on 4 Long King Zeus. Card is cracked right now.
Yeah.
Another thing, a card is bad, unfortunate situation, until it's not bad. I like the theory. Hook's supposed to trade. Calhoun's supposed to trade. Fox is supposed to trade. You trade them. Unfortunate, get rid of the one that's standing. I like the theory in this deck. I personally would try to fit a second Pinocchio because I think with Unfortunate Situation and Pinocchio, it's really good because
That's
then
true.
you have 2 things standing. You go boom, whatever you can hit with that's not ward, right? So you exert the one that's not warded. You trade, which is what Purple Steel does, and then you go Unfortunate, clear your board.
Yeah. I wish
Next
it did
next turn,
5
here's a
damage instead of
castle. Here's
4
another
though.
freaking genie or something, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I actually like Unfortunate Situation. I actually wish there was maybe a 2 Pinocchio because I think it pairs off with Unfortunate Situation pretty good. But I guess it's a 1 and a 1, right? But I
Yeah.
definitely could see those plays. I mean, it could happen. But
Yeah.
maybe like man, 2 Unfortunate Situations to Pinocchio, I can see that being even more cracked. But yeah, if you guys see that what I'm trying to get along with there, I think
no,
Oh
yeah,
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 I don't think the
I'll
card's
say
too bad. I mean, it has the same Tremaine effect, and I mean, 4 damage is not like something to laugh at. Like, it's killing a lot of things. Like, even if you just
yeah.
cast it, like,
Mostly everything, right?
yeah.
John, if I
So I
have
mean,
yeah,
most
Ursula
of
on
the
the field
time,
by
I'm assuming
herself.
most of the time this is killing
Gianna.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiana, yeah. anything,
So
anything
every
really.
every time I played it because I had nothing else to play. And it always outed something.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like this is always
Yeah,
killing
it's
something. I mean, the
that's
only
why
thing
smart tech.
the only thing that sucks about it is when it's gonna they choose like a little unit, you know, a shitter. So
That's why it's
that's
like
about
you
it.
make proper trades to get the value,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like
No, for
like
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. What I wasn't
um
even thinking about what Hector said. Like probably going higher on the Pinocchios because then you trade out their what we call, you know, the shitters, and then you unfortunate situation, the thing they're trying to protect, which is like a ward character or even something bigger. So
Yeah,
I mean,
for
it makes
sure.
sense.
no, yeah.
It's good. It's a good tech card. Maybe that everyone's saying goes up a little higher, and
Yeah,
try to run with that and see how it goes.
everyone could give him stuff for it, but at the end of the day, I play aerial pass. Unfortunate situation. I
Yeah,
feel rough. Oof.
yeah, that's
No, it
rough.
was just like
Because then yeah, he could just like unfortunate swords
Yeah,
next time. Hopefully,
that's
Ariel
rough.
dies. Yeah.
Now I gotta
no,
play
yeah,
around. Now I gotta play around Tremaine in a purple steel deck. That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
wait,
it's like
wait till they put this
yeah,
on a unit.
Damn. I
And
give
then
it
no,
to you
yeah.
that bad in testing, Eddie. Damn, made you go into unfortunate. That's crazy.
but like
No,
Eddie
like
made
it was just
Eddie
a
made
bad
this.
timing, dude. Because it was the last card I played. Like I'm top deck mode. I need to go to win, and then I get unfortunate situation, and I was
uh,
like, this card describes
The
exactly
name of
what's happening.
the name of the card. Oh my god, that's
Did
so
you tell your
funny.
if you would have
opponent? Did you tell your
if you
opponent
would
I'm in an unfortunate situation?
Yeah, I did. Everyone watching, I was like, everyone's watching our match, you
so
know,
unfortunate.
and I was like, and I needed to go, and I got an unfortunate situation. So
Yeah.
that's
But
life.
Eddie did
That's
make
funny.
this deck to counteract the next deck we're going into
Um,
entirely, right?
and yeah, I just want to point out that those 4, 5 lists, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those 5 lists we went over were all part of Top Choice Gaming. Once again, my Danny's and Hector sponsor. Huge shout out to them. They're all from that case tournament. So we're just gonna review
It's a
two
big
more.
tournament and here in SoCal, so
Yeah,
45 players, nothing to laugh at.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna review two other tournaments, first and second place. So go ahead and talk
Yeah.
about this, Danny. The boy artifact.
And then he was 8 seed, right? Wait. Eddie was 8 seed. This guy was
Yeah.
first seed, and then Eddie ended up beating this guy right and knocked
Yeah.
him out, right?
Well,
Yeah.
this one's
Oh,
this
it's
is
artifacts
artifacts.
list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
artifact.
artifacts.
What is the
But
artifacts? Is okay. That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
purple game.
But Eddie did build his deck around beating green purple, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
me
probably
too.
what the guy was running. It's pretty basic, right? Green purple list. This one though is only running 2 Chernobog, 3 Clarabelle, right?
Clarabelle, yeah.
4 Mirfolk, 4 1-drop new Diablos, 4
Bonsai.
Bonsai, and
Yeah.
then
Gazelle.
1 Gazelle, 4 Go-Go's for the new card that's going into the set. 4 he's still on 4 Ursulas. He's
Yeah.
hard, right? Ursula's not bait. Ray. He's on 4 Cloud Kickers. I think Cloud Kickers are really good this set. A lot
Yeah.
of 2 life,
It was good
2
last
attack
set too.
characters. So
People just weren't putting
yeah,
it in. Yeah.
yeah. So like now I think it's really shining. He's on 4 Foxes. I mean, yeah, 4 Foxes, 4 Crab. Crab seeing a lot of play now. Outing a lot of stuff. He's on 1 Peter Pan, right? It's a
Pan, yeah.
Diablo out. He's only on 3
White
new
Rose.
set card,
Yeah.
White Rose, which is kind of weird. I would
That's
think he
like
would just
7 goats, though.
Yeah, 7 goats.
yeah, but I'd rather have 8 goats.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
At
I
that
mean,
point,
he does. He has Go-Go as well. He has
this is true.
11.
Yeah,
Oh, he has
He
a
has
bunch
11
of goats. My
goats.
man. He
Yeah, he
has
has
like
11
7
goats.
might as well have 12 then. Get
Yeah,
that
might as
one
well have
extra in if you
14.
can, for right. But hey, take it where you can. He's on 4 Genie, which is great. I think 4 Genie is gonna be a
Yeah.
staple. 4 goats, 3 rabbits. He's on 4 Elsas. I think Elsa's cracked. I think Elsa needs to go in Eddie's deck.
Yeah, I do. I think so too.
2
Crab, yeah.
Clarabelle, 2
Yeah.
7-drop Clarabelle shifts, and 1 7-drop shift Ursula, which is pretty good. I think it's not bad, right? It's like if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. It's pretty standard green purple with the new cards coming into play that really I think make the deck shine out, which is the Go-Go's, the White Rose, and the Genies, which is great. So you counteracting this deck, Eddie. What was like your most threats going into this? Like, oh, what am I looking out for?
Well, pretty much anything that they play is has low willpower, or like 2 or 3 willpower. And with my like, if I just get one big tink on board, it can be a big problem for them.
Yeah.
They can, it just kind of like counteracts kind of like the aggro strategy, and which this is, like has 4 Merfolk, 4 Banzai, um, and so they have that early aggression like built
Yeah.
into this deck. That and I have Fire the Cannons, I have Hook, I have Smee. I have the answer to aggro, like I believe, with Purple Steel. I think purple. Let me just Purple Steel decks in general. Steel decks, I think Purple Steel has always been well positioned to counteract aggro. But where it shines now is the mid range, the Tink Shift, the Genies, the Zeus specifically.
Yeah. So I
Like
see like
there's
Zeus outs mostly everything in this besides I think it's
yeah,
the
Clarabelle
Ursula.
or
Yeah,
Ursula
and
and
the
Clarabelle.
Clarabelle. So I see what the reasoning behind your deck building. Um
Yeah,
and one thing that right, the cards that we did bring up on our first episode, the Diablo, the Go-Go, the White Rose, the Genie, they're all in the green purple deck that we were like, hey, these cards are gonna go good in this deck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the
I'll say with
go-go
this list,
the
yeah, I'll say
go-go's
this list is a
scary,
bit
yeah.
faster. And
Yeah,
yeah,
Go-Go is
Yeah.
scary.
You gotta be careful with the go-go. Like they they have a lot of stuff that can swing at that are just gonna leave your unit up. And then they're just gonna surprise you with that go-go. Technically still Diablo out, and then I don't know if any of you guys watched Zan versus Artifacts. That Gazelle can be scary because Zan opened up the broken opener, Diablo, Shift Diablo, Cove, and he saw. Well, obviously he Diabloed one, so he saw the Gazelle in his hand. So Artifacts turn 2 does Bonsai, and that makes it so um Zan is afraid to
Yeah.
shift
Just
Diablo
follow
and
up turn.
Quest
Yeah.
because the Gazelle is just gonna out it, and if he doesn't do that, then the Bonsai just eats the Cove in 2 turns, which
Yeah.
Artifacts either way killed it in 1 turn because he had a crab in hand. So since he didn't shift, he didn't have to play the Gazelle anymore, and then he did the crab. So this Gazelle, one of, I mean, even a 2 of, I wouldn't be mad putting it as a 2 of. I mean, it would be kind of rough to cut
It'd be
something
kind of
else
rough,
out.
Two
rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shakiras, 2 Shakiras is better than 1 Shakira. That's yeah.
exactly. So,
yeah,
so I mean, but that line can be scary. Like, people were complaining about Diablo, but we're slowly getting ways to
Out
counteract
the
it.
Diablo. Yeah.
In my opinion, if it draws 1, it's not that broken. If it draws 2, that's when it starts kind of getting like a game loss. And if it draws 3, I mean, at that point, yeah, it got a little bit too much value.
Yeah.
But these little niche scenarios to take it out are nice. I mean, this list,
Yeah.
Artifacts
4
put some time
kits.
into this thing
Yeah.
because this list is tight, man.
No, it is a pretty solid list. But the only
And if
thing I
you
would
think
change
about
is
it,
going to 4
you
White
can
Roses.
Peter Pan. If you have Peter Pan, you can very niche. But if you Peter Pan, then play a unit and then Gazelle it. Like now, I would assume that unit now has rush, so you can
yeah.
almost
It would.
any character rush.
Yep.
So
Right.
a rush
Peter Pan
evasive.
triggers.
My
Yeah.
bad, rush evasive. So
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Artifacts, if you ever play Shakira in your deck, you got to name the deck Inks Don't Lie. Come on, bro. You already know that.
Come on.
My inks don't lie, bro. Come on.
I
So
think are we
yeah,
done with
it's
this
pretty
list?
solid. Yeah, it's pretty solid.
So we do have one more list to talk about, but we're gonna have to cut it short because I think we're all gonna go to the tournament right now, and I live pretty far, so I don't
Yeah.
want to be late
Yep.
to it.
So,
Yeah.
so that's fine.
Cool.
It's good. Good
Yeah, I
talk.
think.
Good.
Yeah.
Shout out
We covered a
Artifacts.
lot of the decks.
All right.
You just have the one I think we didn't cover was Amber Steel, right?
Yeah, Amber. I'll show you real
Yeah.
quick. It's just an Amber Steel list.
We talk
Just
about
to
it
show.
real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's regular
Close.
Amber Steel list, right? You're looking at just the
So
4
we got
Cindy's,
top
4
4
Cindy's,
at
4 days.
1,500.
No.
I think you got
Oh yeah,
second
top 4.
place.
Top 4. Yeah. I
Oh,
thought it was
second?
second, but I
Place,
guess
right?
it's
Yeah.
top 4. Yeah.
Oh, okay, top 4. So it's 4 Cindy's, 4 Daisies. It's on the 2 Nalas. It's on 4 Shmi's, 4. Oh, it's on 4 Vanessa's. 4 Ariels, 1 Benja, 3 Gaston, 4. Was it Lawrence, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
this has
4.
Jack Bivens list.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty
Not
pretty
sure.
similar to
Yeah,
yeah.
Pretty-
Basically,
yeah,
yeah.
this
So,
is exactly
yeah,
Jack Bivens. Yeah,
it's
that
four-
or Jack Bivens. Credit to
Yeah,
both. He still did good. Yeah.
4 Pete's, 3 Plutos. Plutos are great. I think it should go to 4. 1 Naveen, 1 Bees is fine. 4 Rapunzel is great. He's still hot on the 2 Bare Necessities, which is awesome. It's on 4 Storms, 4 Strength.
like it.
He's on 4 Zeus. See, Zeus is cracked.
There
bro.
you go.
4.
I think the card's cracked. I just don't
Yeah.
know if I would put it at 4.
It's a
That's
4
just
of-
me. I
yeah.
think it's fine at 3. I don't know how much I would put 4, but I mean,
I
Four,
think
once
bro.
again, I feel like I
it
haven't been
outs a
playing
lot of
too
stuff.
much yet. I
Yeah,
haven't been
it
playing
outs
too
a lot
much
of
this
stuff.
set, so
It's a solid
I-
list. It's great. We're running out of time, guys, and a lot of our guys need to go to a tournament that's happening today. I know it's gonna be late, but it's happening today at Critical Hit, in Corona.
So
They're
we'll get
having
it. Maybe
a
next episode we'll give you guys info on that. We'll see what
yeah.
happens.
Today,
Yeah,
you
yep.
guys might not see this till Monday or Tuesday, but today is Sunday, so
Yep, for sure.
yeah.
We're here
So
in the past.
get us out.
We're talking to the
Get
future.
us out, Danny.
Let us know
All
about the
right.
raffle and then yep.
Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Of course, guys, we want to thank
Cool.
all of you again for joining us today on the Lorcana Cookout. We want to hear your thoughts, guys. We want you to comment. Don't forget to comment. Let us know the good, the bad, what you guys want to see. Make sure to connect with us on all our social media pages that will be linked down in the description. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It helps the channel tremendously a lot with the algorithm and us trying to reach as many people in the community as possible. We'll be back next week with more exciting content and a special raffle that will be announcing for our subscribers. But until then, keep on cooking and keep on questing. Peace.
Peace, bait.
Take care, guys.